Ever feel like maybe traditional reading just wasn't, designed with you in mind?
Mm,
Like there's got to be a more engaging way to unlock all those words and ideas?
yeah.
Well, that's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
A platform that's shaking things up,
Interesting.
how we think about reading,
Okay.
especially, and this is key, for neurodivergent individuals.
Got it.
And get this, it's funded by the European Union.
Wow.
Talk about a stamp of approval, right?
Sure.
It's called Ultralegibility, and trust me, it's way cooler than the name might suggest at first.
What's so fascinating about ultra legibility to me is it really challenges that idea that, reading's a one-size-fits-all experience.
Yeah.
It's not. They're tackling this goal, this ambitious goal of making reading accessible to everyone.
Yeah, and their website even mentions the statistic. Only 15% of people are considered like quote unquote avid readers.
Hmm.
Makes you wonder who else is out there, ready to connect with stories and knowledge, but in a way that actually like resonates with them. And ultralegibility, they're not just talking about making reading easier, it's about making it a more inclusive experience.
Right. Absolutely. When you read their mission statement, they focus on this idea of building bridges, right? Between readers and words, between different art forms, and even like different cultures.
That's so cool.
It's recognizing that everyone processes information differently.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I love this bridge building concept. But let's get specific, What does ultralegibility actually do that's so innovative?
It uses technology. That's at its core, right?
Okay.
To personalize that reading experience. Imagine a platform that takes text, analyzes it, and then tailors it to your own individual needs, whether that's through like simplified language, visual aids, or even like something you wouldn't expect.
No, it's less about just like passively reading words on a page.
Right.
And more about like actually experiencing the content in a way that really clicks for you. I'm already intrigued.
And this is where it gets like really interesting, right? Ultra legibility utilizes this concept. They call it lettura per immagine, which translates to reading by images.
Okay.
Essentially, it's like having animated, augmentative, and alternative communication, or AAC, incorporated right into that reading experience.
Hold on. Animated AAC. Okay. This sounds incredible, but break it down for me. What does that actually look like in practice?
So imagine this. You're reading a story, right? Key concepts, emotions, they aren't just described with words. They're brought to life, these engaging animations. And, we're not talking just like decorative flourishes. These are designed to actually enhance your comprehension and engagement. It's like the words themselves are coming alive.
So instead of just decoding the text, you're getting this like multi-sensory experience
Exactly.
that deepens your understanding and, dare I say, makes it more fun.
For sure.
This lettura per immagine thing, it really seems like a game changer, especially for people who learn and process information visually.
Absolutely. And the team behind Ultra Legibility, they get it. They get how important it is to get this right. Throughout their development process, extensive testing, both neurotypical and neurodivergent users are involved.
Okay.
So it's clear that they're committed to creating a platform that really reflects the needs of its users.
Okay, so they've got this incredible technology designed with inclusivity in mind. But let's say I'm ready to actually dive into a book on ultralegibility. What can I expect? What's that experience like?
So they've got you covered with 5 customizable reading models.
Wow.
Each one caters to different needs and preferences.
5 different ways to experience the same text.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's like, how music streaming services, they let you adjust your audio settings based on your headphones?
Right.
It's all about that customization. Can you walk me through some of these reading models, these options?
Yeah, so one of the most intriguing ones is the simplified text option. They use an example from the novella Malpelo to illustrate it, right? Instead of encountering like complex sentences, difficult vocabulary, you get this more accessible version of the text.
So you still get the heart of the story,
Yeah.
but it's presented in a way that's easier to like digest, for lack of a better word.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
And for those who are ready to tackle the original text, they offer that option as well,
Oh, okay.
because they understand the importance of preserving the author's vision.
It's like having the best of both worlds.
Right.
The option to experience a simplified version if I need it,
Mm-hmm.
or to really delve into the original text once I'm ready. I love how ultralegibility caters to like such a wide spectrum of readers. This platform really does sound like it's got something for everyone.
It really does.
It does.
And,
yeah.
the innovation goes beyond just like, simplifying the text.
Right.
Remember, lettura per immagine.
Oh, Oh, yeah, yeah.
We got to dive a little deeper into that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not just like a cool feature. This has the potential to really change how we think about reading and accessibility as a whole.
You're right. It's easy to get caught up in all the the bells and whistles, but that Lettura per immagine aspect, it's really stuck with me.
Yeah.
Tell me more about how incorporating animated AAC actually elevates the reading experience.
Okay, so think about traditional AAC, right? Augmentative and alternative communication. It's been revolutionary for individuals who face challenges, with spoken or written language.
Right.
It gives them a voice.
Yeah.
Right? But traditional AAC often relies on static symbols and images.
I see what you mean. It's like the difference between looking at a photo of a dancer
Yes.
and actually watching them move with all that grace and emotion.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's where Ultralegibility's Letter per Immagine comes in, right?
Okay.
By incorporating animated AAC, suddenly you're adding this whole other dimension of expression and nuance to that reading experience.
So they're essentially translating the emotional depth
Yes.
and the subtle cues of language
Yes.
into a different a different form.
Exactly.
One that's visual and incredibly engaging.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, could this be even more effective? Right.
Than traditional text for certain individuals,
Mhm.
especially those who are naturally visual learners.
It's a fascinating question, and the potential applications, they go far beyond just reading novels, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the possibilities for educational materials, scientific papers, even something like news reports.
Wow.
Complex concepts. Suddenly they become much more accessible to a wider audience,
Right.
regardless of their learning style or prior knowledge.
It's like the difference between reading a dense textbook about the solar system and then watching a really captivating documentary
Yes.
that brings those celestial bodies to life before your eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what makes ultra-legibility even more remarkable is that they actually involve neurodivergent artists in the creation of these animated AAC experiences.
So it's ensuring that the visual language they're using is authentic.
Okay.
It's engaging, and it truly reflects the neurodiversity that they're celebrating.
It's incredible to think that something designed to make reading more accessible could also be this catalyst for artistic innovation.
Right.
This isn't just about making information available. It's about pushing the boundaries of how we connect with
Yeah.
and understand the world around us.
Absolutely. It challenges us to rethink what we even mean by reading
Mhm.
and understanding.
Right.
It's about recognizing that different minds learn and process information in unique ways,
Yeah.
and that embracing those differences,
Yeah.
that's where the true progress lies.
It sounds like ultralegibility is tapping into something much larger than just enhancing accessibility. It feels like they're reshaping the relationship between technology, art, and the human mind.
Totally.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Dude.
And the potential impact on individual lives, I mean, we can't overlook that.
No, of course not.
Imagine being someone who has always struggled with traditional reading, and then suddenly this platform opens up this whole world of literature, knowledge, and stories that previously felt out of reach.
It's like finally getting the right pair of glasses after a lifetime of blurry vision.
Exactly.
Yeah, the impact on individual confidence and opportunity it's immense.
Huge. And
Yeah.
it goes beyond just, individual empowerment. Think about the broader social implications here.
Oh, okay.
What happens when information and stories are truly accessible to everyone,
Yeah.
regardless of their abilities or how they learn best?
We break down communication barriers, we foster deeper understanding.
Yes.
And I think that paves the way for new waves of creativity and innovation.
Without a doubt.
It's incredibly exciting to think about.
It really is, and it highlights this crucial point, that the impact of platforms like ultralegibility,
Yeah.
it extends far beyond just the individual user.
That's so true. And we've been really focusing on reading literature, but what about other areas? What about how we share scientific discoveries, historical research, even just everyday communication?
Right, think about the world of academic publishing, right?
Okay.
Scientific papers, they're often filled with jargon, complicated data.
Right.
They could be made accessible to a much wider audience,
Yeah.
including students, researchers from other fields,
Right.
even the general public.
It's like you're unlocking this knowledge that was previously hidden away.
Yes.
Instead of encountering a wall of technical terms, you're met with engaging visuals and interactive elements that bring those discoveries to life.
Exactly.
It could revolutionize how we learn and share information.
Without a doubt.
Wow.
And think about the impact on like international collaboration.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We think of language barriers as like this hurdle to sharing knowledge.
Right, right.
But platforms like Ultra Legibility have the potential to translate information not just into different languages, but into different ways of understanding.
That's a brilliant way to put it, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like taking down the walls between different fields of study,
Yes.
different cultures, even different ways of thinking.
Exactly. And it's not limited to just science.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the possibilities for subjects like history, philosophy, even like mathematics.
Yeah.
These fields, which are often, perceived as like dry or intimidating,
Right.
they can be so much more engaging and accessible through thoughtful design and technology.
That's like we're on the verge of a learning revolution.
I think so.
Yeah, fueled by this technology that allows us to like connect with knowledge in ways we never even thought possible. It really does feel like we're on the cusp of something really incredible here. But I guess like with any major shift, there are always those what if questions. What are some of the challenges that you think Ultra Legibility might face going forward?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Hmm.
I think it's important to acknowledge that widespread adoption of something like this, it takes time, especially when you're talking about such a like fundamentally different approach to something that's as ingrained as reading is.
Right. It's not like everyone's going to switch over overnight.
Exactly.
So like what are some of the hurdles that you think they might encounter along the way?
Well, for starters, there's the challenge of actually reaching the people who stand to benefit from this the most.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone has equal access to technology or even like reliable internet access.
Right.
So, you have to think about that potential digital divide.
That's a really crucial point because, yeah, even the most like brilliant innovation, it's meaningless if it's not actually getting into the hands of the people who need it the most.
Exactly.
Yeah, that highlights like the importance of digital equity, right?
Absolutely.
And bridging that access gap. So that's one hurdle for sure. And then you also have, the task of convincing more traditional publishers and even educational institutions to kind of like embrace this new way of thinking about content creation and consumption.
Right. It's about shifting mindsets, not just technologies.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, like, what could we achieve if even a fraction of the resources that are currently poured into, like traditional publishing, were directed towards platforms like Ultra Legibility?
Now you're thinking on the right track.
Yeah.
It's going to require a real collaborative effort from
No.
educators, developers, policymakers, even artists to fully realize the potential here.
It sounds like Ultra Legibility isn't just a platform. It's like this catalyst for a much, much larger conversation
agree.
about inclusivity, accessibility, and really the future of how we as humans learn and share knowledge. And that brings us back to the heart of this whole deep dive.
Yeah.
Could Ultra Legibility, could platforms like it be the key to bridging this gap that exists between our kind of more traditional approaches to learning and the needs of a world that is so beautifully diverse?
It's a question that I think we're going to be debating and exploring for years to come.
I think so, too.
But one thing's for sure, Ultra Legibility offers a glimpse into a future where knowledge and understanding, they're no longer limited by those traditional barriers. And honestly, that's a future I'm so excited to be a part of.
As am I. And it's a future I think that we can all play a role in shaping.
Absolutely. And on that note, that's a wrap on another thought-provoking deep dive, everybody. We hope you enjoyed exploring the innovative world of Ultra Legibility with us. And if you're eager to learn more, be sure to check out the show notes for, all those links and additional resources.
Yes.
Until next time, everyone, keep those minds curious and stay hungry for knowledge.